Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will write a Python project for student record management system. So this is new volume D and I have a folder inside this new volume D and this is prog file. So I will open it and this is new created empty folder. So here I will click here and then I will type here cmd to open command prompt and here I will type a command that is code dot. This is command to open our VS Code Studio. Okay, and after it you can see that our VS Code Studio is opened successfully. And after it I will close this window, and after it I have to create a new file, and this is our folder prog files, and inside this files folder I have to create a new file. So here I will click, this is new file. So here I will type a name for my file, that is a record management system. Okay, so here I will type record.py. This is Python extension, and after it I will press enter key from my keyboard. So this file is created successfully, and here I have to create or declare a list. Okay, so I will define name of list student. Okay, you can use any other name, but I am using student and this is empty list. Okay, and after it I will use while loop and while true. Okay, and after it I have to provide some options to our user that will choose one of the given options, and then we will perform a function according to his choice. So after it I will uh, type here print, this is function, sorry, print true, and after it print. Okay, and print is used to display any output. So here I have to display one, and with one we have to add a student. So here add student, this string will be displayed as it is. Okay, and this was option one or choice one. After it I will use again this print function, and now I will display 2, and with 2 I will display all students that were added, and after it all students, and on next line I will use again this print function, and after it I will display 3, and with 3 a user will search a specific student. So here I will type search student, and after it I will display another helping line that is for exit. So here if user will enter 0, then he will exit from this project or program. So here I will type 0 for exit. Okay, so here I have to get value from user. So I will declare a variable with name val. You can use any other name instead of val, and after it I have to define type of that value which we have to get from user. So here this will integer type, and inside this I will use input. Okay, and sorry, this is input, and inside input I will display a string that enter your choice. Okay, and after it I will use here a colon and space because we want to make it clear and easy to understand. And after it I want to draw a line, dotted line. So here I will use print function, and then I will use a dotted line, and after it I want to display an empty string. So here I will use again a print function that is empty. Okay, it means that here we will get uh, a value from user, and after it we will display a dotted line. Okay, that will separate this output from next output. Okay, and after it I will use empty line, and after it I have to set some conditions that if user enters 1, okay, so here I will use if val, okay, is equal 1. It means that we are trying to compare user entered value with 1. If he enters 1, then we will use a function. So I am calling a function here that is not still declared. So function should add std, I mean student. Okay, now here you can see that this is error because we are calling this function but still we have not declared this function in our project or program. Okay, so later we will define or declare this function, but still I have to use conditions. So here I will use L if, and after it I will define that val, I mean user entered val is equal to 2. Okay, I mean that, sorry, here is spelling mistake, L if. Okay, so this is our second condition that if user enters 2, then we have to display all students. Okay, so here I will call function display std, I mean display students. Okay, and next I will set another condition that is L if. Okay, L if, and here I will set condition again that val is equal 3. Okay, if user enters 3, then he want to search a specific student. So here I will call function search. Okay, so I want to explain again that these functions are not declared. Okay, but we are calling here because we have to declare later in our project. So L if user enters 0, then he wants to close or exit from this project. So here I will use if val is equal 0, then break. Okay, then this loop will be terminated, and after it I have to check that if user enters any other value, I mean if he does not enter 1, 2, uh, 3 or 0, then we have to display error message. So here I will use else, and after it I will print a message, but I want to print uh, empty line first. So here I will use print function that is still empty. Okay, and after it I will draw a line. So I want to copy this existing line or statement, and then I will paste it here after this empty print function, and after it I want to print error message. So here I will use again print function, and here I have to print that this is invalid input. Okay, invalid input, and after it I will draw another dotted line, and after it I want to display a empty string. So here I will use again empty print function. Okay, so if user enters any invalid input, I mean that he will not enter 1, 2, 3 or 0, then this message or error message will be displayed. Okay, and after it I have to check that if user enters 1, then he wants to add a student. So here this function is called, but still I have not declared this function. So here I will declare this add student function, and then I have to define it. Okay, so here this is def keyword, and with this def keyword we have to define a function. So function is add std. Okay, and after it I will use colon, and here I have to uh, add students. Okay, so here I will get a value from user that should roll number, and second I will get name, and then I will get subject and other information. So here I will declare a variable. So first is roll number, and we have to get roll number from user, then we will use input. Okay, input function, and here I will display a string first, that enter roll number. Okay, and then I will get name of student. So here I will declare a variable with name, and after it I will use input, and here I will type a string, that enter name of student, and after it I have to get subject. So here I will use sub, I mean subject, and then I will use again input, and here I will type enter subject. Okay, and after it I have to get grade of student. So here I will declare a grade variable, and here I will use again input, and here I will type that enter grade. Okay, so these are some values that we will save or get from user, and here I want to display first empty string. So here I will use print message, sorry, print function, and after it I will draw a dotted line. So here I will use again dotted line, and after it here I want to use again this dotted line. So here I will paste it again, that was copied, and after it I will use again print function, that will empty. Okay, so first this empty string will displayed, and after it a dotted string will be displayed. Okay, and after it we will get roll number from user, then we will get name of student, and after it we will get subject of student, and in last we will get grade of student. Okay, then a message, sorry, a dotted line will be displayed, and after a empty string will be displayed. Okay, and after it sorry, after getting this value from user, we have to assign or store this value in our this student is list. Okay, so here, or I can do all this process here. Okay, so here I have to store this value inside this student. So here I will declare a variable with name record or rec. Okay, and then I have to assign all these values inside this rec or record variable. So here I will define name of variable which will contain value. Okay, so for roll number I will use roll number. So roll number, and then I will initialize this with roll number variable that contains a roll number that was gotten from our user. Okay, and next I have to uh, store name. So here I will use name, and then I will initialize it with name variable. Okay, and after it I will store subject. So here I will declare subject, and then I will initialize it with sub. Okay, this is variable that contains subject value, and after it we have to save grade. So here I will declare grade, and then I will initialize it with a value that is saved in grade. Okay, so these are assigned to this rack, and now we will store all these values inside our student list. So here I will use student dot append, this is function, and with this function we have to store or append all these values in our student list. So here I will use rect because this variable contains all these values. Okay, so in this way we have successfully stored all these value in our student list. Okay, now this function is completed. Now we have to display all information of all students if user enters 2. Okay, so here I will define function again. So here I will use this def, and here I will use or declare name this std, I mean display student. Okay, and after it I will use colon, and here I have to display all students or information all students. So here I have to use a loop. So here I will use for loop, and then I will declare a variable. So I will declare variable with name I. You can use any other name for this variable, and then I will use in keyword, and then uh, name of this list that contains all information. So that is student. Okay, so this for loop will execute according to size of this student list. Okay, if we have saved 10 students, then this for loop will execute 10 times. Okay, so here I will use colon, and then I have to display our first student. So here I will display using print function, and after it I will print name of student. So here I will type name, and after it I will use name sorry variable I, and this is I, and here sorry, first of all we have to display roll number of students. So here I will type roll number, and after it here I will define name of variable that contains uh, roll numbers. Okay, so that is roll number. This is string that will displayed as it is, and this is variable that contains roll numbers of students. Okay, so in first iteration roll number of first student will be displayed. Okay, and after it we have to display name of student. So here I will use again print function, and then here I will type string name. So here I will uh, type name that will be displayed as it is, and then I that was used here inside for loop. Okay, and then I will use name that contains names of student, that is name. Okay, and after it I will use here closing parenthesis. Sorry, this is incorrect, because we have to use this closing parenthesis in the last of print statement. Okay, and after it I will use again this print function, and then I will display a string that is subject, because now we have to display subject of student. So here I will use comma, because we have to concatenate variable that contains the next value. So sorry, not here, here. After the comma, I have to use I, and after it, I have to define name, the name of variable that contains subject value, that is subject. Okay, so after it, I have to display grade of student. So here I will use again print function, and then I will display this message or string as it is, and after it I will use comma to concatenate, and then I will define name of variable that holds grade of student. So that was grade. Okay, so now I have to display empty string. So here I will use print function that will contain null. It means that this string will empty string, and after it I have to display a dotted line that will separate one output from other output. Okay, and after it I have to use it again, and after it I will display a empty string again. Okay, so here I have used this print functions. Okay, so this is completed. That was about display student information. Okay, now we have to search student, a specific student. So here I will use again third function that is about search. Okay, so here I will use def keyword, and after it sorry def, and after it name of a function that was search, and after, sorry, this is function, and in the last of this statement colon, and here we want to search a specific student. So first of all we have to get roll number of a student. Okay, then we will compare that gotten roll number with our students store roll numbers. Then if that roll number match with any roll number, then we will display all information of that student. Okay, otherwise we will display a message uh, or string about not student found. Okay, so here I will get output from user. So here I will use urn, I mean user roll number. Okay, then we will get roll number from user. So here we will use input function, and here I will display a string, that is enter specific roll number. Okay, sorry, specific roll number, and after it we will store that roll number in this urn variable. Okay, so here I want to display again a empty string. So here I will use this print function, and after it I will use dotted, sorry, print, and here I will use dotted line again. So I want to paste that was copied already, and after it I have to search a specific student. So here I will use for loop again, and here I will use j as a variable name, and after it in keyword, and then name of our list, that is student. Okay, because our for loop should execute according to size of this list. Okay, and after it I have to use if condition, and now we have to compare user entered roll number urn with a saved roll number. So here I will use j, and after it r roll number. Okay, roll number, and after it I will use colon, and here if student match or this user entered roll number match with any roll number that was stored in our list, then we will display information of that specific student. So here I will copy all this process from here, and then I will paste it next. So here I will paste it. Okay, and now I have pasted it successfully, and now I have to make a gap of a tab. Now I have to replace this I with j. Okay, so here I have to also replace this I with j, and here I have to replace it j, and also here I have to replace I with j. Okay, so here we are getting a roll number from student, sorry, user. If this user entered roll number compares or match with any roll number that was stored in our project. Okay, then we will display all information of that specific student. Okay, but if any roll number does not to compare or match with this user entered roll number, then we will display a message that student not found. Okay, so here I will use print function again to separate this output from other output. So here I will use again a dotted line. Okay, and here I will display a message that student not found. Okay, so here I will type student not found. So here I will use again a dotted line, and then I will print a empty string, okay, or line. And now you can see that our project is completed. Now we have to test it. Okay, and here I should use this dotted line, and after it empty line. using this print function. Okay, so here I want to explain everything. So here we have provided four options to our user, that if he enters one, then he want to add a student. Okay, then we declared or defined a function with name add student, and after it we are calling that function here if user enters one. Okay, otherwise if student enters two, then we have defined display student function, and then we are calling this display student function here. Okay, and if user enters 3, it means that he want to search a specific student. So here we have defined this search search function, and inside this function we have gotten a value from user, and then we are trying to compare that gotten value with a saved roll number. Okay, if it compares with any student roll number, then we will display all information of that student. Okay, otherwise we will display a message that student not found. Okay, and if user enters 0, then we will break the while loop. Okay, if a user enters any invalid input, then we will display that this is invalid input. Okay, now I want to save all this code, and then I have to run my project. So here you can see that run Python file. So here I will click, and after a small while you can see invalid syntax, because this string was selected. We have not to select any specific statement. So here I will save again, and now I have to execute my project. So here I will select this run Python file in dedicated terminal. Okay, and after it you can see this output. Okay, so here we have these four options. So here I will enter 1. Okay, now I will enter roll number. So I will enter 10, and after it I will enter name of student ABC, and after it I will enter subject of student, and that is English. And now I will assign a grade. So this is A, and now I want to add another student. So here I will enter 1, and now you can see that this is separate from other output, so it is easy to understand. So here I will enter 11 roll number, and then name DEF, and after it subject math. Sorry, this is math. Okay, no problem, and then grade is B. Okay, now I have saved two students. Okay, and now I want to choose this second option that will display all students. So after it you can see that this is our student 1, and this is information of our first student, and here you can see that this is our student 2. So this is all about our student 2. Now I want to search a specific student. So here I will enter 3. Okay, and after it I have to enter a specific roll number. So here I will enter 11. Okay, now you can see that student not found, and this is student not found, but our roll number is correct. So what is reason of this output? I want to explore, and problem is here inside our search function, and here I will make some changes. So first of all I have to declare a variable. So here I will set a flag that is found. Okay, found, and then we will set it false for first time, and after it here inside our for loop, and now we are using that if URN, I mean user entered roll number is equal with is saved roll number, then we will set this found true. Okay, so here I will use found and then I will set it true. It means that we have compared a roll number with saved roll number. Okay, so after it I have to break this for loop. So here I will use break statement and now I will set this else outside the for loop. Okay, so here I will change it because this is else if we are trying to match or use it with if, but now we have to use it outside the for loop. So here I will use if instead of else. Okay, so here I will set condition that if found, that is our variable with type bool or boolean, found is equal false. Okay, sorry, false. And if it is still false, then we will display this message. Okay, so we set this if condition outside the for loop. Okay, so now I will save it again. Now I will use this again. Run Python file in dedicated terminal, and after it I have to add a student again. So here I will select first option with one, and here this is a dotted line, and after it you can see two empty lines and then a dotted line, and after it we have to enter a roll number. And now you can see that this output is totally separate from this previous output. Okay, so this is easy to understand. Okay, now I will enter roll number of student again. So here I will enter 101 and name of student ABC and subject English, and after it grade of student is A, and after it I will add another student, and now I will enter a roll number of student, that is 201, and now the name of student, that should be EF, and subject, that should math, and after it grade of student should C. You can enter any other value. So here I will press enter key. Now I have successfully added two students. Okay. Now I want to display all information of all students. So here I will enter 2. So now you can see that these are our students. First is 101, name is ABC, subject is English, and grade is A. And this is the second one. And if you have 10 students, then information of all those 10 students will be displayed. Okay, now I have to search a specific student. So here I will enter 3, and now I have to enter a specific roll number. So here I will enter 201, and after it you can see that this is our student, enter specific roll number, and then we have entered 201, and now you can see this is information of student with roll number 201. Okay, so now if I will try to enter invalid input, so here I will enter 4, then you can see that this is invalid input. Okay, now if I want to search a student, but I will enter incorrect roll number. So here I will enter 2 again, sorry, 3 again, and then I will enter a roll number incorrect. So here I will enter 103, and here you can see that student not found. Okay, and now if I enter 0, then what will happen? Then our project is closed successfully. So this was all about student record management system with Python project. I hope this video will be very helpful for you. If you like this video, please share with your friends. and subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you.